Hello guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here, and welcome to my June monthly reset. Oh my gosh, if that doesn't sum it up, I don't know what does. Honestly, it's actually a miracle that this video has even come to fruition. I feel like, I don't want to say the universe has been against me, but it kind of feels that way. I have tried so many times over the last week to sit down and film this damn video, and it's either been loud noises outside, people inside, outside, here, there, and everywhere. I feel like I haven't had my own space, and we still don't, to be quite honest, but I'm just happy to be here, honestly. We're in our new house. First reset video from the new house. This is not here to stay, by the way. This bland, boring setup. If you guys could see the rest of my office, I've just like shoved the mess that way. So I have a lot to do. That's actually one of my goals this month, is to really curate the space and make it a nice, functional, relaxing space where I feel like I can actually sit down and be productive and be my best girl boss self. So cheers to that. We've got the iced latte. We're gonna sit down, film this video finally. I actually had such big plans for my wrap up this month. I was gonna do a monthly reset, a separate budget I can't speak today. A separate budget with me, which let me know if you guys like that. I posted a poll on my Instagram story and it was kind of split. I think majority prefer everything in one video, so going over my goals, my favorites, kind of reflecting on the month, and then going into my budget all in the same video, which is what this is going to be today. Surprise! I have not had time to film this video, let alone two separate videos. So let me know what you guys prefer. To be quite honest, I just do not have the time this month. The moving process quite literally chewed me up and spit me out, and I'm still recovering. It's very exhausting and very stressful, and time and time again I just forget. Like, we have literally moved what, like 4 or 5 times in the last few years, and I just forget. But yeah, anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna get stuck straight into the reset. If you're new around here, welcome. I'm Ella, I'm 26 and I live in Adelaide. Just moved into our new home with my husband that we've been building for the last 18 months. I work part-time as a travel agent and part-time for myself doing my social media. I do a lot of vlogs, lifestyle content, as well as these budgeting and personal finance videos. So if any of that is your vibe, definitely subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. If there is any particular money related videos that you guys want to see from me this month as well, let me know. I think I really want to go more in depth on our budget and kind of not revamp it per se, but really get into the nitty gritty numbers now that things are kind of changing. We have some really exciting things coming up in the month of June as well, which will definitely change our budget slightly. We're not paying rent anymore, thank the Lord. And so yeah, just a lot of different moving parts, which I really want to get into throughout June. But to switch things up this month, I'm going to actually start with the budget and kind of go over that, and then we can go through my goals. As always, I'm going to start by reflecting on how I went for the previous month. So we're going to look over May's budget and see whether or not we stuck to it. Spoiler alert, we didn't. I mean, we did, but we didn't. Anyway, let's get into it. Income wise, it was pretty good. Nick got back paid here, which is why that was a little bit more, and then I worked some overtime, so I got a little bit extra. I made what I was expecting on social media, which is always nice. Surveys made $140. I always have my links for my surveys, or the surveys that I use, down below. Those are my sign up links. A lot of them, if you sign up using that link, you get $5 bonus just straight into your account, which is gorge. And then miscellaneous, this was from Facebook Marketplace sales. So that just went straight back into the house. This is my third paycheck, which just came through yesterday. So I'll be using that pretty much for the month of June. Rent, we finally stopped paying rent, and I'm so excited about it. So we paid for half of the month's rent. We also have, I think, a week of rent that's coming out of our bond. All of that's been calculated, and I think we'll be left with just over $2,000 refunded back to us, which is nice. It kind of feels like free money, which I know it's not, because that's money that we paid towards the bond when we first moved in. But because we've been renting for the last like 3.5 years, it kind of feels like that, because we've just always had a bond and we haven't had that money for so long. I don't know. All of our bills were pretty much as expected. Again, I don't know what's going on with our phone bill. One month it was $124, the next month it's $133. Don't ask me why. I really need to look into that. Home insurance, I forgot to budget for our new home insurance, which is $99.49. That's for building and contents insurance, and also portable contents for my ring, or rings, should I say. All of that is normal. All of my subscriptions were as normal. And then looking at our variable expenses, groceries, we went over, which which is so surprising to me. Normally we're so good with our grocery budget. I don't know what happened. I think there must have been 5 Mondays in May. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. There was 5 Mondays in May and we go food shopping every Monday like clockwork. So yeah, that makes more sense. We didn't really technically go over budget. I just forgot to adjust that. Eating out, only $135 over, which we ate out a lot this month. Just with moving, I should have predicted that better, but it's fine. Petrol, we were a little bit over. We were zooming everywhere. I didn't spend any money on clothing. Home, $113. That's just like extra miscellaneous home stuff. We actually have a home budget that we've been saving for. So these are like extra kind of non-moving related things. Coffee, we spent $288 on coffee. It's pretty bad, isn't it? Again, moving. I don't want to blame it on moving, but we were moving. And we ran out of Nespresso pods like a week and a half before we moved, and we knew we would be selling our Nespresso because we were buying a new coffee machine. And so we basically bought coffee every single day, sometimes twice a day. You know, that exhaustion really got to us. Yeah, but I will say we've been very, very good since we got our new coffee machine. I think we've only bought coffee like 1 time, so. Takeaway again, we spent $207, a lot of eating out, buying food for my family. I think that's why the coffee budget was a little bit higher as well, because we bought coffee for my parents. They were obviously helping us so much with the move. That's like the least we could do. Entertainment, clearly didn't get out much this month. We spent $27.30. Social, a little bit over. And then miscellaneous, we spent $1,067.62. This was a couple of things. I bought a new hair straightener. I didn't really know how to categorize this. It's not clothing. It's not really home. It's not really a gift. It's kind of like, I don't know, maybe a health category. I don't know. I just put it under miscellaneous, but I bought a new hair straightener because mine died. I don't want to say it's an essential, but like I kind of need one. It's one of those annoying expenses that's like not really fun in my eyes, but I do use every single day. I wasn't expecting to buy it this month, but the Iconic had a sale in GHD, so I pulled the trigger and bought that while it was on sale. And then $600 or almost $700 of this is for Nick's admission. He had to pay almost $700 to be admitted as a lawyer, which is hopefully happening I think next month. He'll have his like formal ceremony, which is super exciting. So yeah, that's kind of another thing that we weren't really anticipating. It just like was the last thing that we needed in amongst all of the costs of moving, but we got it done and we're lucky that we don't really have to think about it. We can just save less. Speaking of savings, I put $300 in our travel account, which we then consequently spent on a weekend away. We're going away for a couple nights with some friends, renting a big Airbnb and just like having a fun weekend. Dog, we put $1,300 towards, so almost $2,000. And then that was pretty much it in terms of saving. So really we only saved like $1,300. That's okay, it happens. I did, however, put more towards the car. So our car loan is like $400 a month, or just over $400, but I put an extra $1,100 on it. So we paid $1,500 towards the loan. I also put extra on our mortgage, and then we also have our other mortgage, which is a fixed rate, so we can't really put any extra on that. Definitely a few unexpected costs in the month of May, but it happens, and I think we're in a really good position going into the month of June. It felt really nice being able to put $1,500 towards the car loan, a little bit of extra towards our mortgage, and then still save a little bit for our future puppy, and then still being able to cover the extra variable expenses. So we went oh, so bad. We went $1,131.28 over budget. Which if we take away this, it would only be $63.66. So if I hadn't bought a hair straightener and Nick wasn't becoming a lawyer, we'd be fine. Having a look at our spending overview, 19% went towards bills, 0.3% towards subscriptions, 27.5% towards expenses, which is all of this stuff, 13.6% towards savings, which is pretty good, and then 39.6% towards debt, which is the car loan, mortgage, and mortgage. I've talked about this a million times. You're probably all sick of hearing about it. For anyone that's new here, we've been building, so we have a construction loan which is variable. I think it has to be variable at least while you're building, and then our land, which is a fixed home loan. So that's why they're separated. Okie dokie, let's do our budget for June. I love this part. This is so satisfying, just having a fresh, clean slate and then inputting all the numbers and seeing where my money's gonna go. I don't know what it is, but it really gets me going. Okay, as always, I'm gonna copy and paste a bunch of stuff over from the previous budget. I know I could just copy and paste literally everything, but I like to make things difficult for myself. Next paycheck, 2405.06. This one actually might not be that. Let's up that to 2600. I don't know, his pay is all over the place at the moment in a good way. But there's just like bonus money that will be coming through at some point. So we'll say 2,600. I don't know what's going to be taxed, how much is actually going to be paid out, but that's that. For me, we'll say 1,300 for this one. I do get paid any like overtime that I work. So I never really know what it is, but I like to lowball it, and then any extra money will just go towards savings. And then this one I'll say 1,500, just because I'm going to be working a Saturday that shift, or that pay cycle should I say, and obviously I'll get paid a lot extra for that. Social media, let's have a look, shall we? We'll go with 3,000. Surveys will go 100. Miscellaneous, we will be getting our bond back from our rentals, so that should be processed in the next couple of weeks. I've got the exact amount here, they just sent it through. 2,344 and 24 cents. Gorge. Monthly rollover, I just got paid. I haven't really touched my paycheck, so we'll say 1,300 because we haven't really used that money. And then I don't think there's any extra paychecks this month. Cool, so that gives us $14,549.30. Rent, $0. Absolutely nothing. Oh, what a feeling. Gas, electricity, water, council rates, internet and phone should be the same. Oh, pop those in here. Home insurance is $99.49. Car insurance is $77.03, and then this is all the same. Cool. So our total bills, this is really interesting to see because I've never really calculated this, but our actual bills without rent is basically $1,000. How interesting. Okay, again, I'm just going to copy and paste my subscriptions because nothing really changes there. Okay, groceries. Let's see how many Mondays there are in June, shall we? Because I don't want to be surprised like we were last month. 1, 2, 3, 4. There is 4. Cool. So I can confidently say for 40, we usually spend between $100 to $120 a week on groceries, but it usually evens out to around $110. Let's have a look at what else we have going on this month. We are going away for the weekends, so that's something to take into consideration. We have our couch being delivered, our curtains being installed. That's all coming out of our house budget though, so I don't really have to think about that. We do also have a couple of other really exciting things. I feel like I'm so annoying. Eating out, we'll say $250. Petrol, how much did we spend on petrol last month? I feel like it was a lot because we were like here, there and everywhere. $216 and 39 cents. We'll go, I don't think we'll be really going anywhere. We'll say $175. Other than the weekend away, which is like an hour drive, like we're really not going to be doing much this month, I don't think. Clothing will go 100. Home, I'll say 200, just in case there's any little things that we need. Gifts. It's one of my best friend's engagement parties this month, so I do need to think about that. Do you have any birthdays? It's next dad's birthday. We'll say $250 for gifts. Coffee, we'll say $150, $130, $140. We'll go $140. I don't know, that just seems like a good amount. We are trying to cut back on our coffee spending a lot more now that we have our coffee machine. I just feel like it's harder to justify if you can make it at home, and it's fun making it at home. Health, I'll say $50. Takeaway, how much did we spend last month? Last month I feel like was spendy. 200. We'll say 170 again. Entertainment, we'll go 150. Social, 250. Alcohol, 100. Metro card, 70. Rideshare, usually 50. Books, I'll go 30 again. Makeup, 30. And then miscellaneous, I'm gonna up to like 150, I think. Cool. So that's $2,605. What was it last month? 2090. But then we spent $3,221. Okay, I feel like that's better. Cool. Let's have a look at our debt. So again, I'm just going to copy and paste the numbers over from last month. This is our fixed loan, so this number doesn't change. This one has been interest only for a very long time. Now we're going to be paying the full mortgage, so principal and interest, now that we're done building. I don't know if that comes into effect this month or if we have to tell them. Like, I don't know how that works, because we actually have a surplus of funds because the build was less than what we have technically been approved for, or what the loan amount is that we can draw down on. So I don't know if it comes into effect as soon as we tell them that we're done with that money, or if it's just like automatic. I actually have no idea how it works, so TBD on that. But we'll say 2,000, put a little bit of extra towards the mortgage, and then our car loan I'm going to put back to 0, just because I want to see how much money we have left over. This is a loan that we're really trying to, well, all loans, all debt we're trying to pay off as quickly as we can, but particularly our car loan, we're just trying to chuck as much extra money as we can at it. So I just want to see how much money we have left over. Okay, so that leaves us with $7,528.12. Wow. Okay, in that case then I'm gonna put $3,000 towards the loan. That's 300, sis. Are you okay? 3,000. How much does that leave us with? $4,528.12. And then I'm just going to put all of that into our emergency fund. I'm kind of nervous now that we're homeowners. Even though we've had a mortgage since we started building, it just feels more official now, and I feel like we should have a good, healthy emergency fund having a mortgage, and especially with like rising interest rates, you just really don't know what's going to happen in this economy. Yeah, I really want to beef that up a little bit more. We did also dip into it a little bit with buying our car. So yeah, just chucking that into the emergency fund would really make me feel at ease with everything. Yeah, I think that's it. $0. It's a $0 budget, baby. We'll love to see it. June budget is done. As I said, I really want to go more in depth on our budget throughout the month of June and really figure out some numbers, paying down debt, also going into our house budget and how much we spent on setting up our home. I think that could be really interesting. I did kind of briefly go over it in one of my weekly vlogs, I think it was. But now that we've actually moved and kind of gone through the process, doing a bit of an update and getting into more of the details on that. So let me know if you want to see that. Yeah, I'm just really in like my personal finance era at the moment. It feels like we've been in a bit of a limbo during the building process, having to maintain 2 homes essentially, and paying a mortgage and rent and double the bills. Has been a lot. We're so lucky and we're so fortunate that we've been able to do it. I definitely do not take that for granted, but yeah, just kind of not knowing where we lie and how things are going to look at the other end, and now we're at the other end. Yeah, obviously we both feel so lucky to be in this position. It definitely is not how our life looked even just a couple years ago. One of you guys commented on one of my vlogs saying how crazy it is to see our progression over the last few years, like moving into our first apartment, me losing my job literally like the very next day, us kind of figuring out our careers and building up our finances and going from rental to rental to rental, and then now finally in our own home. Like, it's actually crazy when I look back on the last 3 years alone, like how much we've done and how much we've achieved. Like, I could actually get emotional just thinking about it. I'm taking a moment to be grateful and to feel proud, because yeah, just so lucky to have you guys. I mean, there's no denying it. You see it in my budget. Like, I obviously make money from my social media, and if it wasn't for you guys watching my videos and supporting my channel and my content and following me on Instagram, whatever it is, you guys have helped my life become a reality, which is just like the coolest thing ever. I've been on YouTube for so long, and so to be in a position where it's helping pay the bills and I'm able to do this part-time, it's just like actually such an honor. Like, yeah, it's just crazy to me. This is our home, but it's also your home. Welcome home, guys. Welcome home. Anyway, now that the budget's done, I'm gonna get into my goals for the month. I'll start by reflecting on my goals for May and see how we went with those. I'm just gonna kind of rapid fire go through these because I don't really want to think about them too much and like dwell on the fact that I didn't achieve all these really ambitious things I had for myself. Starting off with my business goals, I did not upload 10 times on YouTube. That's fine. I think I uploaded 6 or 7 times in May, which is pretty good. Didn't post on Instagram every week, but I did post a lot more. I did start planning our new giveaway, and I did find my content routine. Personal goals, I wanted to read every day. Did not do that. I did not read 3 books. I barely touched a book in the month of May. I started off strong. I read 2 nights in a row at the beginning of May, and then I did not touch a single, I was gonna say page of my book, but I read from my Kindle. I did not touch my Kindle at all. We did move into our new house. Didn't get our wedding film developed, but I did back up our wedding photos and video. We didn't order our marriage certificate. Will I ever change my name legally? Probably not at this point, honestly. I did hit my target at work. I actually had a really good month at work. I feel like I'm really finding my groove and I love my team, and the company that I work for is just like so nice. Like it just is such a contrast from my last job. Not that I'm saying that my last job was terrible by any means. I wouldn't have stayed there for 6 months if it was, but just feeling like I can really be myself and I have confidence in what I'm doing and knowing that I'm doing a good job. And I just had really lovely feedback direct from my customers and me planning their holidays. It's just such a dream job to literally plan someone's holiday is like the best thing ever. Yeah, I'm really loving it being back in the travel industry, and I did hit my target at work. I actually did 3 times my target for this month, which is kind of wild. So I'm pretty proud of myself. I think actually I will be getting a bonus for that now that I think about it. I don't know what that looks like or what that is, but I hit my target, I did a good job, and that's all I can ask for. So a very good month work-wise. Health and wellness, I did move my body every day and I did stay on routine even throughout all of the chaos. Nick and I were really good about going for our morning walks. That was like our non-negotiable, getting to the beach, going for a nice like 3-4 kilometer walk just to set us up for the day, even when we were so tired and exhausted. And it felt good just to like have that one bit of consistency through the move. Finance-wise, did not stick to my budget, but we did pay extra towards our debts this month. Okay, let's talk about my June goals. I've already set these this morning. I would normally write them on my Steph Pace planner and physically write them because it feels more official. And then I would write them on my phone so that I have access to them, but I actually cannot find my Steph Pace planner anywhere. It's in one of these boxes somewhere, but I just, yeah, couldn't tell you. So when I find that, I will physically write them down. Maybe it's just a mental thing, but I feel like I'm a lot more likely to achieve my goals if I physically write them. It's definitely all mental, but anyway. For now, I just have them on a note on my phone. As always, I have 4 main areas that I want to work on: business, personal, health and wellness, and finance. For my business goals, I want to try and sign 2 new sponsors. I want to hit 46,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's been a while since I've set any kind of numerical social media goal. Sometimes it's just fun too, just to give myself that extra push and like put it out there. I don't know if this is going to be achievable, but I would love to hit 46,000 subscribers. Also want to post more on Instagram. I haven't really set a specific number of times. I just want to have fun with it. Like just post more. And then kind of going hand in hand, and another numerical goal, I would love to hit 9,300 followers on Instagram. Very specific amount, but that's like the next 100 up. For my personal goals, I'm going to start using Notion and become a Notion girly. No more of this bizzo with my notes app on my phone. I actually want to start using Notion. I just feel like it's really my vibe. So we're gonna get deep into that and set up Notion this month. I want to do a digital declutter, particularly on my phone. I'm at capacity and I have like 50,000 photos on my phone that I just need to go through and get rid of, because a lot of them are just like repeats, just me asking Nick to take 1,000,001 photos and only being happy with one singular photo. So I need to do that. I also want to set up my office, already kind of talked about that. Start planning / possibly having our housewarming. Probably not, actually, now that I think about it. We have quite a busy month like socially, so I think if we hold off until next month, but start thinking about it. I mean, we've waited 18 months to be in this house. I feel like we should celebrate in some capacity, so I want to do that. Also go on weekly dates. Again, I'm not sure how that's going to look, but in some way, shape or form, really just prioritizing and being intentional with our time together. Also start planning a trip for August. We haven't been on any trip for a while. We just haven't taken any annual leave. I think that's the thing. Even if we don't go away, just like booking some annual leave in August would be really nice. I mean, I lost my job, so it's a little bit different, but for Nick, he hasn't taken any annual leave other than like the odd day here and there since our honeymoon, which was over a year ago. So he is due for some kind of break. He really needs it. And I'll be along for the ride. For my health and wellness goals, I want to move my body every day. This is always a goal, just getting in that movement. I think I might be doing the 30-day soft challenge with Georgia Richards. Maybe. I haven't fully committed, but I feel like it would be a good way to kind of get back into things. And then I also want to get back into the gym. I finally started to find my groove again, and then life just came at me real fast. So getting back into the gym, making that a priority. For my finance goals, I want to save 5,000, pay extra towards our debt, which if we follow our budget, we should be able to do. Also want to set up an offset account. Now that we're done building, our home loan will be principal and interest, so it actually makes financial sense to set up an offset account. It never did before because we were just paying interest only, and with like the monthly fees of an offset account, like it just didn't make sense to have one. So we want to do that this month, and then we'll just put our emergency fund in that offset account and get paid into that offset account and just, you know, live our best offset account alive. And then I also want to get tax season ready. Those are my goals for the month of June, and I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for resetting with me. Oh, should we talk about some of my favorites? I don't really have that many, to be honest. Just finished watching the new season of Selling Sunset. Oh, the drama, you guys. I love Chriselle. I think Chriselle is the best, and maybe it's just the producers that want to make you think that. She seems like such a lovely person. For so long, I feel like these people have just been walking all over her, and she's finally saying enough is enough. I'm standing up for myself. I would love to know, if you guys watch it, who your favorites are. What else have I been loving? This is so random, but I wrote this down earlier in the month because we just got a new blender, which will probably be a favorite next month. But with our new blender, I've been having so many smoothies, and in particular, I've been loving the My Protein Choc Brownie protein powder. Oh my gosh, you guys, it is a bit of me, let me tell you. Hear me out. Mixed berries, banana, soy milk, a little bit of water, Choc Brownie protein powder. It literally tastes like a cherry ripe smoothie. So good. 10 out of 10 recommend. I think that's it, honestly. That was like the shortest little favorite section ever, but I really don't have that much. Can my house be my favorite? Anyway, I'm gonna wrap up this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel out. I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you're not already, and follow me over on my Instagram, and I'll see you guys very soon for another video. Bye guys. Have an amazing June. Bye-bye. Bye.